All right, we have got our font families in place. We've got our font size in place, but let's go take a look at our final design of like where we're going. So you can see we are pretty similar. We've got our name and our font size matching. So you can see over here with the Nick Basile and Josh Nell, we're looking really close. We've also got our P tags looking really close as well. But if you look a little bit closer, you'll notice that the font seems a little bit skinnier and this one seems a little bit wider. So there's actually a difference in font family here, difference. So I'm going to introduce to you custom fonts. So go ahead and join with me in going to Google. So fonts.google.com. I'll wait for you. All right, now that you're here, I'm going to go ahead and go full screen because this is really cool. So Google Fonts are cloud-hosted fonts for free by Google. Cloud-hosted meaning not on your machine. So they're actually hosting these for us. Notice that we can, remember how we just learned about pixels? You can actually adjust this pixel size and really get in and see what a real like up close and personal pixel looks like. This is pretty fun. And you can get really small too. I just think that's really fun. Also, notice that my background is dark because that is the settings that I have in my browser. Yours may be white. It doesn't matter, light or dark. It just depends on the contrast that you like for your eyes. I like dark mode. So you'll notice over here that we've got a bunch of different fonts. And in fact, we've got some really crazy fonts like Dot Gothic or Akaya over here. And of course, you can drop these font sizes to see even more. It's actually kind of overwhelming, but I think it's really fun. I think you should choose a font that represents you. That being said, the font that we're going to be using is going to be called Lato. So right here. Or Lato? I don't know. I'm going to call it Lato. So we're going to come over here and open this up. And you can see that there's multiple options. That's right. Every one of these actually represents a whole new set of fonts that we could use. Warning, when you use fonts, they do add load to your web page. So if you have multiple fonts like thin 100, thin 100 italic, light 300, these actually make your web page load slower. So we want to just pick one font family for us to try out today. So I'm going to go over here and we're going to do regular 400. That's going to be the one that we're going to pick. So go to regular 400. I'm going to say select this style. Click. And then notice over here it says, hey, you can now share this if you want. I'm going to dismiss that. And it says Lato regular 400. And it says use on the web. To embed a font, copy the code into the head of your HTML. We're going to be learning more about the head of our HTML at the end of this course. But for now, let's use this link tag. So join me right now. Let's stop. Join me. Make sure you're on this page. And we're going to grab this full link tag here. So grab this whole chunk and then hit Control-C or Command-C. And then we're going to go back to our code. So we're going to go to our HTML. And we're going to go to the very tip top of our page. So just hit enter twice, and you're going to paste our Google font code. So I'm going to go ahead and hit save, and you're going to see that this code's in here. Now notice nothing has changed. All we have done is connected to the font. We haven't actually used it in our CSS yet, right? Because we're still using, remember from our last lesson, Arial and sans serif. So these need to be changed to say Lato. So if you go back to Google Fonts, you can see that it actually tells you exactly how it should look. And so they have Lato in quotes, and then they have sans serif just like we had it. So I'm going to go ahead and just copy and paste this whole line. You should do that too. So jump over here, and I'm going to go ahead, and I'm just going to eliminate this line completely by hovering over it and selecting it, and then hitting delete. And then hit Control-V since it's in your clipboard. And now let's see what happens. Notice that Josh Nell changed to be much more similar to what we have over here with this Nick Basile. So now we are matching fonts, right? Font sizes, and we've got the correct font family now. Let's do the same thing for the P tag. So copy, paste, and now you can see we've got a subtle difference. These subtle differences are what make designers love you as a web developer. So a designer will spend hours doing user research and trying to figure out the best experience for their users and the people that are utilizing their websites and the customers. And if you as a web developer don't understand those nuances, that can hurt you in the job search. So pro tip, try to do exactly what the designer wants you to do, and they'll be your best friend. So in this case, we're doing exactly what the designer wanted. They wanted Lato. Even though to the untrained eye, it might look just like sans serif. But as you get more used to using typography, you'll start to see there's major differences. So now we've got our name and our P tag, and we're set up for the next step in our CSS journey.